Hello lovelies, I'm Christina and today I am giving you my January wrap-up. So for the month of January, I got through 3 books, 1 graphic novel, and 1 audiobook. Let's jump into it. The first book I got through is one for my Exploring Erotica project, and that is Captive in the Dark by C.J. Roberts. Captive in the Dark is a 2-people perspective story. The first one is Caleb, who is a revengeful young man who was sold into slavery as a young boy. He wants to get back at the one man he holds responsible, and to get close enough to him, he has to become what he hates. He has to capture a young woman and make her into a sex slave and then sell her to this man and then get close enough to get revenge. Now, the other perspective we follow is the 18-year-old Olivia, who is the girl that he captures and tries to teach how to be the perfect slave. I found this book to be very problematic, deeply problematic. It's well written. The pace is good. It's a thrilling book. But when I read erotic novels, I read it for the pleasure and the enjoyment, and I find it highly problematic when a book covers a topic like trafficking and tries to make it into something passionate and sexy. And that's what I found very problematic about this, where you have this character Olivia who is very deeply worried. She's scared. She's captured in a different country. She doesn't know anything about what's going on, but then again she feels this very deep attraction to her captor. I don't know, for me this wasn't working at all, and I ended up giving it 2.5 out of 5 stars. The next one is a graphic novel, which is also one for my Exploring Erotica project, and that is Small Favors, the definitive porno collection by Colleen Coover. This is a beautifully made graphic novel. That being said, this is pretty much just exactly what it says. It is the erotic adventures of Annie and her taskmaster Nibble. It is basically porn. But even so, I really enjoyed it. It had all these short little stories or adventures of these 2 young females, and it's beautifully drawn. It's very funny and very, very entertaining. So it's not for the faint-hearted, but if you do like a bit of adult entertainment, highly recommend this one. I ended up giving it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next one is an audiobook that was gifted for all the Audible users for free during the holiday, and that was The Christmas Hirelings by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. This is the story about Sir John Penlyon, who lives in this giant mansion. He's there alone with his friend and his niece, I think it is, and then his good friend has this idea of hiring some kids to have around in the house for the holidays to liven up the place. Sir Penlyon is very skeptical about this, but then as the kids come, he gets a very loving relationship with the 4-year-old girl Moppet, and then she falls gravely ill, as they often do in Victorian times novels. It had kind of a Christmas Carol feel. It was short and sweet, but kind of predictable, I think, so I ended up giving it 3 stars. The next one I read was The Witch of Portobello by Paulo Coelho. This is the Norwegian edition. I've had this on my shelf for a long time, but for some reason haven't picked it up, but now I did. Now, The Witch of Portobello tells the story of Athena through the people that knows her or doesn't know her. Athena is a very interesting character. We get to know at the very beginning of the story that she is dead, so we kind of follows her story through the years on what's about to happen and why it happened. It is a fictional story. Athena was adopted from Transylvania to a Lebanese couple, if I remember correctly, and it just tells the story of how she became the character Athena and how people thought she was a witch and how she was very desirable and men wanted her and she was very mysterious. I didn't love the way this story was told. I thought Athena was an interesting character, but because it is told from everyone else's perspective, I had kind of a trouble getting a deeper connection with Athena as a character. So that's why, for me, it ended up being a 3.5 out of 5 stars experience. The last book I read in the month of January is also one from my Exploring Erotica project, and that is Unteachable by Leah Raeder. This tells the story of Mace O'Malley. She's 18 years old. She wants to get into film school, and she also wants to get her mom into rehab. Now, Mace has felt like an adult her entire life. And right before the last semester of school, before she wants to get into film school, she meets this man at a carnival. They have a brief encounter where they do have sex. There's a very strong chemistry between the two, and then school starts and she finds out that this man, Evan, that she had this very hot one encounter thing with is actually her teacher. And they then move into this relationship where they try to keep it hidden. It's hard, rumors starts to flow, and then, well, shit hits the fan and they have to find out if this thing that they have really is as real as they think that it is. This is pretty much what the blurb told me it was gonna be. It tells the story of a love story gone off script, and I really loved it. It's funny. The character is a really strong young woman, even though she's still figuring out who she is. It's not the kind of damsel in distress character, which I really appreciate. And I felt like the whole sexual encounter thing and the sexual relationship and love relationship between the two was way more believable than it often is in a lot of these teacher-student kind of love stories. So I really enjoyed it, highly recommend. I ended up giving Unteachable 5 stars. So there you have it, guys. Those are the books that I read in the month of January. Let me know what you've been reading lately. And yes, I heard you guys. You told me you still wanted monthly wrap-ups, so you're gonna get it. Thank you so much for all your feedback, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video soon. Goodbye!